Hello?
Hello. How are you today?
Oh, doing great. Wait, I have to fucking, what's the thing? And we're on.
Perfect. Nothing awkward about that at all.
No, absolutely not.
Very natural. Yeah.
Well, I can't, like, do it. Well, hold on. Let me move it like this. Let me get this real high up here.
There we go.
There we go. And we're on. Sorry. I feel like 0% of people know what that reference is from, because it's from a very particular episode of a very particular thing, but when are my references never something that anybody gets? Anyways, welcome to Recap, the show where we recap.
Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? Oh. I'm Liz, and I am the professional person who has no idea what they're talking about. To my left, this is a home favorite. You may know him as the Great Marble Jelly. That's right.
That is what everyone knows me by. That's true.
That's crazy. This is world's best mod. I should get you a mug that says world's best mod. This is Marbles, a real being, real human. Say hello.
In the flesh. Hello.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh golly. Oh my.
So for those of you out there who are curious, this might be the first time that we have physically spoken to each other. Like not over typing.
Text.
So this ought to be not weird at all. This should go well.
Completely natural and calm and with no
home vibe,
slip ups or anything
perfect.
Like that. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it's customary whenever we have a new guest. Marbles, why don't you tell us? What are your experiences with wrestling? Do you know anything about this topic?
Ooh. Well, obviously, I've learned a lot from this show. Yeah, just by proxy of watching, I've learned heaps. And I've learned, just everything. But apart from that, I think my only exposure to wrestling has been through like games. Like I never had them, but my friends had them, and they'd always be like, I don't know, SmackDown versus Raw, and like, yeah,
there you
go. And they'd play those games and they'd beat people up, but I
never watched it, just have no idea.
Many wrestlers, yeah, pretty much.
That's a fair way, those games were like big for a lot of people. I know people are always like, oh, like SmackDown versus Raw 2006, and I'm like, I ain't ever played. I haven't played, but
yeah,
that's something. That is something.
We take that. Yeah.
For that video of that guy who's like yelling at that lady, or that for $1, name a woman. Name a woman. That's what this is. For $1, name a wrestler. Name a wrestler.
Yeah, pretty much. Triple H. That's a wrestler, right?
That is a wrestler.
Yeah.
Mr. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, who he hasn't wrestled in a while. He just kind of hangs out as like an old man, and he's also a part of a completely different thing. But like not incorrect.
Okay, that's good. First question, I'm marking that down actually. 1 out of 1 correct.
Oh, that's right. You have to be the most winningest person. You have to usurp.
Usurp. Sorry, is it upslip or usurp?
I don't fucking. Which one is
Maybe
it?
it's upslip. It's following juice. I swear
Upslurp.
it's usurp.
That's what it is.
It could be wrong. It's got to be.
Upslurp.
Oh, I didn't even. Sorry, the chat was.
Oh no, I'm looking at the
blocked.
chat too.
Shout out to Best
What the fuck was I thinking that I can't remember the end of? You're trying to overthrow as most questions answered correctly. There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. I have to prove myself as the best mod.
Yes.
Fine. Not
The
only
battle to the death.
being there more, but knowing more. Yeah.
There you go. It's WrestleMania week at WrestleMania week. I think you should have a wrestling match for best mod. Fight to the death. Death match.
The logistics of that might be slightly tough, considering we're on opposite sides
it's all right.
of the globe.
You can fight you can Minecraft Hunger Games. There you go.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll do that then.
Hell in a Cell. Good idea, dude. Didn't he own Raw at one point? Triple H never owned Raw, but he has shares in the company. Him and his wife Stephanie do. But I don't think he ever owned it. But frankly, I don't know. That might be a question for Daisy. Kayfabe owned Raw? Thank you, Daisy. Daisy knows more about wrestling than I do. At least the old stuff. Daisy knows the old stuff. I'm all new school. Anyways. That's not what you came here for.
Well, it kind of did. Just wrestling knowledge in general,
Smarts.
Smarts.
Well, if you're wanting the smarts, we can start this recap. And at any time, you can feel free to interrupt me, ask questions, make a joke. I don't care. This is just.
Yeah.
We don't know what this is.
You gotta pay extra for jokes.
Oh, you have to pay. Yeah, you have to pay extra. My Cash App. I don't have a Cash App. Don't.
I got my pen. Got my
my notes.
We're all ready. Yeah, absolutely. I've already written down a couple of notes.
Excellent.
There's two dudes named Buck that you mentioned earlier. So I wrote those down because I assume there'll be
two dudes
future
named
questions.
Buck.
Yeah, I'm writing that not down. That's 2 out of 2 correct.
2
out of 2
correct. Okay. Tonight's episode of Dynamite.
You can't.
What the fuck? Mel decided to be cool and host the stream with a viewer. Hi Mel, love you. I hope you're excited to hear all of my opinions on why that new Bullet Club is fucking stupid and why the Good Brothers should not be on TV anymore. But we're not there yet.
Bullet Club stupid. Very good.
What's today's? So 4/7. What month is that?
For us, it would be the 4th of July, but I assume it's the 7th of April that you're talking about.
Yes, it is the 7th of April.
That's 3 out of 3?
Man,
we're on a roll today.
Okay, this is, again, off topic. We haven't even started yet. I saw this tweet today that said, gays be online and be like, OMG, head empty, no thoughts, total himbo energy, and then be a full-on chemical engineer. And I took that personally, because I was like, wow, I'm gonna do physics for the rest of my life, but sometimes I forget how to breathe. Like, it's
we all have those moments.
It's the principle of it. And as an honorary himbo, just because I have brain smarts, it does not mean I have street smarts. I didn't know how to tell you what day it was. What is 4/7? It's April 7th. I didn't know that. This is the April.
Right.
Thank you. 4. Honestly, all I took away from tonight was that MSK are now the tag champs. They are. That's different promotion. Doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about tonight. But so MSK winning the titles, God bless. We love that for them. Let's talk about. Oh shit. Do you know what time it is?
2:44 p.m.
It's time for a recap.
Standard Time. Or that,
Or
that could be good too.
Tonight's Dynamite started with a match because I love it when wrestling shows start with wrestling matches because then I don't instantly stop paying attention like other shows. But the opening match was Hangman Adam Page fighting Platinum Max Caster. And no shit. Before the match, Max does this thing because he's like a platinum artist. That's like his thing. So like he always does diss tracks for everyone that he fights before the match starts. So he did a diss track on Hangman, and he basically was like taking really low blows that I did not appreciate, like making fun of his alcoholism, which is not. Don't do that. That's not funny. That's not cute. But at one point, he was straight up like, Hangman, I want you to blow me like a breathalyzer. And I was like, man,
nice.
Man, just telling this straight up on TV. He was like it was implied that the next words were blow me, but then like his tag team partner, Anthony Bowen, snatches the mic from Max and is like, you can't say that on TV. You can't say stuff like that.
That's pretty
and I'm
scandalous.
Just like, well, Max wants Hangman to blow him. From what I've seen on Twitter, he's not the only one. Moving on.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's actually a pretty important thing I should probably say. From this episode of Recap onwards, basically it's just gonna be a lot quicker, and I've streamlined the process by basically not doing match, like play-by-play match recreations of shit, because I don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. None of us really care. And all of my notes are shit like, rip Max's dick, no blow for him now, because he got dropped on like the barricade. Like you have the little thing like this, right? He just went, goodbye, right?
Ouch. Okay. It's graphic, but understandable.
Wrestling is graphic sometimes. Who'd have guessed? But instead of giving you match play-by-play recreations of stuff, I'll just tell you maybe a couple of things that I remember from the match and whether or not it is important to go back and watch and what it will lead to. You'll fucking see. Don't even worry about it. So I have.
That's good.
What rating system? I would like you to come up with a rating system. What should the rating system be? On whether or not, like, from good to bad, how should that work?
That's a good question. Dang, that's a lot of pressure. I gotta come up with a good one because this will count for another point.
It'll count for another point.
Yeah, if you don't use it, then I will have got one wrong.
Ben says you already got one wrong.
Yeah, don't listen to him. I'm not counting what Ben says. Doesn't matter.
Ben, what was wrong? Tell me. Snitch on him. Stop snitching.
User has been timed out from your channel.
You did not.
I didn't. I can't believe you think of me like that. Yeah. What's the time thing? That's right.
Yes, that's right. You were incorrect about that, but you know what? It's okay.
Oh, thank you. All right, we're not counting it. I'm still struggling to come up with like a rating system.
Well, you know what? We'll just do a stereotypical rating system for now, and you think on that, okay? That's your project.
Thank you. I shall.
I think that this match was a fine opener. It wasn't the best opener I've ever seen, far from it, but they're really pushing Max Caster to the moon for reasons I'm not 100% sure why, but like he's doing okay. And then every match Hangman is in is just like piece of resistance, because this man just fucking knows how to wrestle. I don't know what to tell you. He's just good at his job. Yeah. Anthony Bowens is like doing his thing on the outside, like, ooh, being sneaky. I'm gonna throw homie into the barricade. Crazy.
So, how does this work? Are the wrestlers allowed to turn up and just throw stuff into the ring, or do they have to be, Mabel tier list would be good, by the way. But I don't know. It just
Kind of. So
okay.
it's not legal, like technically. Like if it's just a regular if it's a no stipulation match, then like technically you can't like throw stuff into the ring and like cheat and stuff, but that doesn't stop people from doing it. And that doesn't stop the referee from just from not seeing it, because a lot of the stuff that happens that's like all like it's in this match, coincidentally it happens twice. Once where Anthony gives his partner who's in the match, Max, he's like, here's our boombox. And then Matt's like, I'm gonna hit this cowboy with a boombox. And then Hangman's like, I don't have time for that. So he takes the boombox, and then the ref takes the boombox away from Hangman and is like, I'm gonna get rid of this. And then while the ref's back is turned and like can't see what's going on, Anthony comes around to Max and slides him his chains that he wears to the ring, and he wraps the chains around his fists and punches Hangman in the face with an illegal object. But since the ref didn't see it, the match is not disqualified. Like, it's technically fine, even though it's not.
Interesting. Okay.
And then because Hangman is just too good of a wrestler, even though he got punched in the face with a bunch of metal, he still kicked out at 2. So, and then at one point, Hangman goes for his signature move, which is the Deadeye. He doesn't actually get to sit out with the Deadeye, but fun fact, I was like, Dad, he's gonna do the Deadeye. And my dad comes running in from the kitchen. He's like, Hangman's doing the Deadeye, because like he doesn't do this move much anymore. He always relies on the buckshot. And I was like, oh, it's happening. And there's like this really cool sequence right at the end where like Hangman goes out of the ring and like tries to go for the buckshot, which is the lariat flipping over the ropes thing and then clothesline. He tries to go for that, and Anthony like grabs his little legs so he can't move. And then Hangman kicks him off, knees through the ropes as Max runs at him. Max falls down, and then instead of doing the buckshot, Hangman does a backflip off of the apron onto Anthony, so Anthony can't do anything now. Gets back up on the apron, does the buckshot, and then wins the match. So Hangman did win that match. And that was a very cool segment right there. So much so that my dad was like, that's the coolest thing Hangman's ever done. And I was like, I should show you the tag match from Revolution, shouldn't I? But it was very cool. He wasn't wrong. It was very fluid. It was very nice. Also, E-Dude is also correct. It depends on the storyline on what's legal and what's not. It just kind of show up in a back room and drop scaffolding on people. That has happened. Oh no, don't remind me of Who Killed Roman Reigns. I hated Who Killed Roman Reigns. That lasted for months. Is this AEW? Yes, it is. I guess I should probably start putting that in the title of the stream, huh? AEW Dynamite, and not just Dynamite, huh?
That could help, possibly.
Might help. Why did the app close? Why is... Okay, that's why I sort of knew the people, yeah. But, like, there's that cool sequence, you know? They're just, like, doing shit. Okay, out of 10, which is the temporary rating system we'll go with until Marbles gives us one, I'd probably give this match, like, a 5.5.
5.5. Okay.
Like, it was fine. It wasn't the best match I've ever seen in my life, but like, it certainly was an opening match.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after the match, Hangman has kind of taken up this thing where he shares beers with people. Like, sometimes he'll give his opponent a beer to drink with him. Like, he'll have one and they'll have one. And this time he grabbed a bunch of them and just started, like, passing them out to audience members and was like, why don't y'all drink with me? And I'm like, I thought that we were getting better, Adam. Like, the whole storyline was you overcoming your alcoholism and depression. And instead, you aren't doing that. You're just still drinking. Except now you have friends who'd never tell you no, instead of friends who always tell you no. And frankly, that might be worse for you, Adam. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, Hangman is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and the day he wins the AEW title, I will cry live on camera. Hi, Rob. He says, nice haircut, Jono.
I didn't see that. Thank you very much, Rob. Been working
Very
on it
polite.
for years now.
Robert, we'll have to get you on this show once. I'm sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying I was working on my haircut for 23 years almost.
Oh my god, 23 years? That's insane.
So
no more, no less.
It's been a long time coming.
Damn. That's crazy.
Rob, yeah, only once. Rob's an expensive man too. You can't book him for too much.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't know what your
rates were?
Your rates were. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
How much are you on Cameo, man?
He's probably on Fiverr somewhere.
Any hoosers, the next segment is actually one that was very, very exciting for me personally. I think because you'll figure it out, I imagine. But the next segment is the Death Triangle boys are getting an interview in the ring. And if you don't remember, because they haven't been on super recently, all three of them together, Death Triangle is the triangle, that of which includes Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta El Cerro Miedo. And the three of them together are bastard children, and I love them.
Wait, yes, what was that last one? Not too many words.
Oh, I'll tell you just a yes. E-Dude, Mike Tyson did show up later in the show, and while I'm not thrilled about it, it did happen. The last one is Penta El Cerro Miedo, but everyone just calls him Penta or Pentagon. Which actually adds even more to this random. We'll get to it next segment, but there's this quote that this one wrestler I really like made, and I'm like, I always think about this now. But anyways, Death Triangle comes out. Pac is healed. Pac is back from, he had a minor injury. I think he hurt his arm or something, and he was out for a couple of weeks. But Pac is healed. Our Geordie bastard is great. And next week, the Death Triangle boys are finally using their title shot opportunity against the current AEW tag champions, the Young Bucks. And if I remember correctly, the representatives are going to be Rey Fenix and Pac. So it's going to be them next week in the tag. And Pac's all up. Now you listen here. That was an awful. He's just this, he's like a Geordie British, so it's like very thick, and I would try to do it, but I don't want to offend anyone. The only sentence I can do of his that of any justice is like something that Pac said like a year ago, where he's like, "Are you taking the piss, Tony? Are you taking the piss on me?" And he's like screaming at this guy and like doing this. Are you taking the piss, Tony? Anyways,
pretty good accent.
Thank you. It really wasn't though. But much to the excitement of myself and the internet, Where Is My Mind by the Pixies starts playing, which means, oh no, the local bad boys are on their way to the ring, leaded by their walking Xanax best friend, Orange Cassidy. That's right. That's right. They're here. And for this is actually, we have some lore to discuss with this one.
Ooh.
Yes, lore.
Okay.
Over a year ago, back at Revolution 2020, which was a pay-per-view, there was a match between Pac and Orange Cassidy. It was Orange Cassidy's very first match in AEW, and he lost. But he lost like a champ, if I remember correctly. Like he went out swinging, and everyone was like, what the fuck is this lazy guy gonna do? And he was like, nothing. But what happened was, after that I believe the week after Revolution, after Pac had won, he formed Death Triangle. And then we all knew going into this, it was going to be trios. The local bad boys, which is Best Friends and Orange Cassidy, fighting Death Triangle. And it never got to happen because 3 days later, the world went into lockdown because of the panorama. And Pac got sent back to the British Isles, where he was stuck for like 7 months. Like forever, he was stuck there. And like the
cock block then.
It was a big cock block, really. And the very last thing that Pac had gotten to do in AEW before the panoramic hit and he had to go back was the very last segment where all of Death Triangle attacks Orange, and like the ending shot is literally Penta trying to bite Orange's ear off. That picture exists. He's really just like latched on there and trying to rip his little ear off. And you know, Pac's being a little bastard, like just touching this like 36-year-old like short blonde man who's just like this little short blonde twink who's like, help me, where are my friends? Dustin, Greg, help me. But basically
that's pretty intimate, really.
The sexual tension that comes out of wrestling is awe-inspiring, actually. Everything is sexual in every, like, you can't, I don't know how people have convinced themselves that this sport is straight. I don't know how they've done it. I'm kidding. But anyways, I'm only kind of kidding. All three of them come out, now accompanied by their new fourth best friend, Chris Statlander, who is also an alien, because the alien sits with them now. And they all come out, and Orange is like, it's good to see you three together again. And then he just stops talking, because, you know, lazy boy. And then I think Chuck starts saying something about or another, we don't know. We'd never know what he has to, he's always saying things. And I think at that point, Pac grabs the mic and starts yelling back at the four of them up on the stage, like, hey, you little fucking weirdos aren't even in the rankings. You aren't even that good. You're dorks. Except he's a lot more mean than that. But he's like, if you want a title opportunity against the future AEW tag champions, because like Pac is assuming that him and Phoenix are going to win next week, which if they did, I would literally bawl my eyes out and be so excited. Like, yes, please. Oh, excuse me. But real duty heads. He's going for the balls, you know. And
thank you.
Yes. And oh my god, what? I have figured out. Oh my god.
Knucklehead McSpasmatrons.
Exactly, Knucklehead McSpasmatron. I figured out what the weird noise is.
Oh, did you? That's
Yeah,
good. What is it?
it's my mic sitting on the desk, which means I have to
Oh,
sit
oh,
here and
okay.
hold this motherfucker for 2 hours. So I hope you're
Sounds like
excited
fun.
for that. I'm just gonna hold it like,
I mean, we can't hear it, so.
how's that? I'll be my own studio arm.
Yeah, I think so.
This sucks. I hate it. Okay, well, who are you ding-dongs over there? Pax, like, if you want a shot at the future
Kill 'em.
AEW World Title Champions, you can't have them because the best friends are stinky poo-poo heads. And Trent's like, I can't believe you would say something like that to me. My mom is
Goodness,
cooler than
yeah,
yours. He doesn't say that, but we all know that it's true. But the very fact that they even remembered that this feud happened a year ago and never got to continue, and they're bringing it back, makes me emotional and very excited. But the segment ends like pretty quickly. It's only like a 3 or 4 minute segment where the best friends come out, like all 4 of them, and they're just like, "Hey, remember us?" And then Death Triangle are like, "You guys are fucking stupid." And then they're like, "Cool, sounds about right." And then they're like, what is it that that's what the titles for this week are, is the segment ends with I think Trent going, "The boys are back in town," and they all put their hands in, "Best friends on 3." And then Chris is like, "Do I?" And then he's like, "Oh, and we have an alien too. We have an alien now too." And then Chris puts her hand in and they all do best friends on 3, and then the segment's over.
Exciting.
Next up, we have the return of the Inner Circle. They are faces now, and it's weird. I don't like it.
Oh, sorry, real quick. What would you rank the last segment?
Oh,
Is that
good question.
close to a 10?
No, because it was pretty,
8?
maybe like a
Oh, it's
7.5.
pretty tame. Okay, okay.
Like a 7.5. It was a very basic segment, but the fact that we're like trying to go back to old stuff that we've done and like do it justice and actually like finish things that never got to be finished is nice. But the segment was basic overall. Even if I adored every single person a part of it, like it was still just okay. Again,
Best
next
friends.
is best. Wait,
Sorry.
Ruby, we can't see you, but put your hand in. Marbles, put your hand in. Best friends on 3. 1, 2, best friends.
It was counting. I wasn't
Best
sure I went too late.
friends.
Sorry. Best friends.
Best friends.
Best friends. Beautiful.
I am so bamboozled
Beautiful.
seeing Marbles' face. What a lad. Am I right, chat? I know, right? I can't believe that Marbles has a face. I figured he was born at age 6 without one, you know?
Yeah. It was tough getting through school without it, but
Yeah,
people
you know?
eventually get used to it, and I agree, Ben. It was a bit weak.
Weak ass shit.
There wasn't a countdown. It said best friends on 3, and then
That's the
just
point.
went best friends immediately.
Would you like to try again?
Yeah, I think so.
Best friends on 3.
All right, you're gonna count.
1, 2, 3.
2.
Best friends.
Best friends. There you go.
Is he, best
That
friends.
limp-wristed twaddle. If you'll pardon my language.
That's the point. Okay. Next segment, the Inner Circle returns. And again, I think it's really fucking weird that the Inner Circle are faces, because it's just unnatural. Also, now comes the quote that I'd brought up in the last segment. If I could do a Greg voice, I would. But there's like circles and squares, and there's too many fucking shape teams. And there's a guy named Pentagon. There's too many shapes. Pick a different shape.
There's only so many shapes. Eventually,
That's my goddamn mom. Okay. Fuck. Why did it do that? It's flopping. No. What horrible timing for its little like leg dick to give out.
Yeah.
Please excuse me
I'm
as I...
assuming blue eyes. Sorry, it's quite alright. Ben has suggested the rating be a marble, and he's given Ruby a blue eyes marble, whereas
Blue eyes,
we
white
get a
marble?
cat's eye marble. That's what I was thinking too, but I don't think so.
Well, now we have inner circle, another shape, because there's just so many goddamn shapes. Pick a different shape. Alexa, play Back in Black by AC/DC, because Fozzie Bandman comes out and is all like, we're back in black, and then in the last segment you had like, the boys are back in town, and I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this now. We're doing this buffoonery, I guess. That's fine. And this whole segment, kinda silly mad, you know? Classic Rock Night, basically. And Chris just kind of goes on about like, we had MJF in the inner circle, not because we wanted to take him under our wing, but because like he would be whatever and strong, but then he like bamboozled us and was like one step ahead. But now we're back, and we're gonna get him because we're good guys now, and Max is a bad guy. Bad, poopy, stinky. And the only thing that Max doesn't know how to do is properly apply a spray tan, which is actually very correct. And like the way that, the only thing I will give Chris credit for, and I don't do this very often, was that he's like, Max, your spray tan was shit. You are oranger than Cassidy. And I laughed.
That's a good one.
Because this kid really doesn't know how to put on a spray tan. It was so funny. Anyways, yeah, my last note says literally did not listen. They're just mad. And that's the end of that segment.
Fair enough. Rating? Or are we only rating the fights?
You know what? I think we should only
easier?
rate the matches. I think that's what we'll do.
Okay.
We will only rate matches. I'm trying. This is so annoying having to hold this fucking thing.
We're all trying. Yeah, surely you can just put it down. Is the noise that annoying?
Yes.
Understandable.
Next up, we have Christian Cage talking. That's it. The only thing that's really important about this segment is that he makes folks level up, like he's getting back the life he had 7 years ago after he was forced to retire because of an injury. And I think it was a concussion. I think Chrissy had a concussion, and that's why he had to leave. And basically, he's just like, yo, I'm back and better than ever. He doesn't say that, but it probably would have went in line with the things that happened in the last two segments. But he's back. He's wrestling now. Hooray. And then Taz, good old Taz from Team Taz, bumbles his way on over.
Dispenser?
Like, sure. He comes on over and he's like, hey there, Mr. Christian Cage. I'm thinking you should be a part of Team Taz. Because we're pretty snazzy over here. And you're pretty cool. You don't have to answer me on this, but you should be a part of Team Taz. And that's literally the end of the segment, is just Christian being like, I'm cool, and then Taz being like, gimme.
Oh, Taz.
Yeah, Taz. T-A-Z.
Okay. I was wondering why you've been so sassy about the Pez dispenser. That makes more sense. T-A-Z. Very good.
Very good. Next up, we actually have a match. It is Jurassic Express fighting Bear Country, and the whole point of this match was to promote the new Godzilla versus King Kong movie.
Really?
And yeah, because the idea is like, we have Bear Country. It's kind of like, that's like, they're hairy. It's like monkeys. And then Jurassic Express, they have a dinosaur. That's like a lizard. Perfect. So they're like, all right, we'll have Jurassic Express be fighting Bear Country perfectly. Now, for me personally, the most important thing about this match is not even the match at all. It's the fact that they have a theme song by Baltimora. They come out to Tarzan Boy by Baltimora, which is the song from every romantic comedy you've ever seen. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I can't sing the rest or I'm going to get demonetized. Please don't DMCA takedown me. That'd be nice.
That's
but yes,
true.
they come out to Tarzan Boy, and that's really all that matters. But this match was fine. It kind of like pops off right at the beginning, and they're just like, whoa, basically how if you've seen one Jurassic Express match, you've kind of seen them all with me a little bit, because like Jungle Boy does basically the best wrestling you've ever seen, and he's only 24, and he just flops, jumps around all over the place like a little spider monkey. And then someone decided to teach like a 6'8" dinosaur lucha libre wrestling, so he's like kicking and flipping and all this stuff. And then Bear Country are these big meaty sons of bitch boys who just are like big old bonkskis and throwies and slammies, right? So there's a part where like Jungle Boy keeps like getting in and out of the ring and like continually tope suiciding the opponent, until I think on the third one they're just like, we know what you're doing, and they catch him and they throw him, which isn't hard, but they do it anyways. But like I was saying, if you've seen a Jurassic Express match, you've probably seen this match. They go to picture in picture, which is like where there's an ad and then like the wrestling is smaller, so you can still watch it, but like you can't hear anything. So they go to picture in picture, and again, picture in picture is just an excuse for 120 seconds of beating up the smallest guy in the ring continually, which almost is always Jungle Boy. That's all that's for, is just like beating the shit out of someone who is small.
Why the smallest one in particular?
Makes the big guys look big and strong. Small. It's like a stereotype in wrestling that just won't die.
Fair enough. Gotta do what you gotta do.
I guess so. We come back from picture in picture to a lot of kicking from Luchasaurus. He's a kicking man. He just sticks out that long leg of his and just goes like that over and over. That's all he does. He's very good at it, though. He also did a great standing shooting star press during this match, and it was beautiful. It was very well executed.
A what? Sorry?
A standing shooting star press.
Standing shooting star press. What
Would
does
you
that
like me
look
to?
Like?
Oh, we get to bring out
Please demonstrate. Yeah.
We get to bring out the shit again. Hold on. We get to bring out the examples. Oh boy, we haven't done this in a while. Move.
Golly.
Golly gee gosh.
My oh my.
We have a ring. And basically, what a standing shooting star press is, you have someone who's like laying. I have to set this down. I also have to go get folks.
Of course, you gotta get wrestlers. Yeah.
Come here. We're gonna use you. We're gonna use you.
Ben says this needs to be
Welcome
performed
to the
on a
stage.
trampoline by siblings.
Fake tiny Matt Jackson.
Oh, you don't have
and
you can't hear anything. I can
Shield
say
Dean
anything.
Ambrose. They will be demonstrating for us today.
Subscribe to Marbles.
Subscribe to Marbles.
Money. Oh, hello.
For...
Damn, you can hear me again.
Ow! Oh, I rolled over my blanket. Okay, so the way that this works is we have a ring, and you have one person, it will be Matt, laying in the ring like that, like they're just laying, and then you have the other person who is right here, right? And they turn around, and basically off of, like, from their feet, they just
That's impressive.
Yeah, like, because most shooting star
Like
presses, the way that they work is you have a person up on the top rope,
yeah.
and they just from up there. This one, no,
Nice.
they're just flat on the floor. They don't need like height to do it. They're just like,
That's pretty sick.
yes,
Must get some good air.
they do get pretty good air, especially for such a
asks
tall
if the
guy
person
like
laying
Luchasaurus.
down-
Yeah,
Mm.
let me put that back.
Ben asks if the guy laying down needs to be face down.
It kind of depends. Sometimes they're face down, sometimes they're face up. In most cases, the guy who's laying down is usually like face up, looking at the lights. All the cords are all jumbled together. There we go.
Is he that big, Ben? What the heck?
This is a 6'8", 300-pound. Yeah, just like jumping on your body, as you do. Please don't open Find My iPhone. At one point, I don't know what prompted this, but I think that the two guys from Bear Country, I don't know their names. I think one of them's Boulder. I don't know. I didn't bother to learn their names. But they aren't bad wrestlers. I just don't know their names is all. At one point, they're like going to hit Luchasaurus with something, and he's like laying flat on the ground, and this motherfucker sits up like the Undertaker. Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay. Once again, demonstration by Dean Ambrose. The sitting up like the Undertaker is like laying flat on the ground and just going.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because like like the Undertaker was a wrestler and like he was the dead man, and like when he thought he was dead, he would just sit up and be like, "I'm not dead."
That makes sense. Like sitting up out of a coffin, sort of.
Yes, exactly.
deal.
Perfect. Sitting up out of a coffin. So Luchasaurus does the Undertaker and just sits up and is like, "I'm not dead," and they're like, "We didn't kill the dinosaur." And there's just. He just kind of does. There's like some more trading of offense. Who really cares? And what wins the match is a mesoteric moonsault from Luchasaurus, which is just a moonsault, but with a funny name because haha dinosaurs. And then Tarzan Boy plays again and everything's fine. Congratulations, Godzilla has beaten Kong, which frankly, that is the correct outcome because I don't see how a big monkey is going to beat a genetically modified giant lizard.
I agree. Doesn't
right?
he have like a giant
like
laser he can shoot out of his mouth too?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you just have big monkey. Okay, right. Godzilla
Doesn't
would
make
win.
any sense. Yeah, easily.
Or excuse me, King Kong is like a gorilla. What kind of species is King Kong? Because I know that like aren't apes and monkeys and gorillas like different phylums?
Yeah, I think they're all like apes, but like you got chimps and gibbons and lots of different species. I don't know. I don't think there are any like lizards that usually walk around on their hind legs like Godzilla does.
Well, have you ever seen there are some, like they don't do it all the time, but like have you seen like little
that walk on water?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, running. Yeah. I would give
really
this
chunky
match
Ooh.
a 5. I think that the opening match was just a little bit better than this one. But again, this match was just fine. It was a basic tag match. Next up, Appleboy is upset because of course he is. Hooray, Appleboy. And if you don't know who Appleboy is, that's QT Marshall. That is our loving name for him, is Appleboy. And he's like, Cody Rhodes, you left me dead in the water because all you care about's yourself and you didn't care about any of us smaller guys who just wanted to get over here at the Nightmare Factory. You didn't care about us. So now the 4 of us people that no one knows the name of, except for me. I think I know their names. You let us down, and we're mad at you about that. Just because you're Dusty's kid
reason.
didn't mean you were gonna be good for shit. Because Cody Rhodes' dad is Dustin Rhodes, who is a famous wrestler who has long passed. Rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes. But he basically, QT Marshall basically goes around and is like, this is Aaron Solo. He loses on Dark all the time, and that is your fault because he loses matches. This guy behind me, Camarado, I think his name's Camarado. He's this big burly guy who's very, very hairy. He loses. Less than Aaron, but he loses. And then right over here, this is Anthony Ogogo. He's a piece of shit. Moving on. They throw paint at the Nightmare Factory sign, and that's kind of it for that segment. It's just Appleboy being like, I can't believe you done this. And then having, I think, Camarado vandalize property with blue paint. So that's good. Next, all Sting does is have interviews with Tony Schiavone. Like, literally, that is all Sting does. And I would just like Sting to do something that isn't having an interview on the stage with fucking Tony Schiavone. Like, yes, the first 2 times it was cute because you let Tony go, it's Sting! Like, that was cute the first 2 times. We're going on the 7th week of Sting not doing anything except for standing there and occasionally speaking with the most fucking Midwestern accent you've ever heard in your life. And I'm like, yes, I get it that this guy's a vigilante and he has cool facial paint, and his name is Sting, and he likes scorpions, and he carries around a baseball bat, and he's wild, but he also sounds like he's from fucking Nebraska, and I don't know how you think I'm gonna think that that's good. Although it is good, because Sting's great. I just like making fun of him for the fact that he's from Omaha, and I'm allowed to do that. Legally. But yes, all Sting does is have interviews with Tony, and Tony's like, it's Sting, and then Sting comes out and everything turns blue and it starts snowing because he's magic, I guess. Wouldn't be the first time we've dealt with a magical wrestler. Oh, there's a lot of those, surprisingly. And before...
Why?
What do you mean, why? Why what?
Oh, where do they get their powers from?
It depends on which wrestler we are speaking of. Is it
just like a common thing that wrestlers have magic powers?
Not common, but less uncommon than you would think.
Okay.
It's like, canonically, Matt Hardy can teleport. Like, when he's broken Matt Hardy and he's all like, yes, tractors, and he's all like fucking basically like cracked out batshit insane. Like, he can teleport and like conjure fire. Kane can conjure fire. The Undertaker does lightning. He creates lightning. The Fiend is stupid. The Fiend does lots of dumb things. Like, I believe the Fiend canonically can be impervious to death.
Oh, sounds okay.
Except for that one time he was burned alive. This is a real thing that happened.
Right. Okay.
He can create evil clones of people. Shout out to evil clone of Randy Orton from like 2 months ago. Very stupid. He can brainwash people. Shout out to marionette puppet Alexa Bliss. Awful. He basically has like this normal persona where he's Mr. Rogers and is all, I love helping people. And then basically the Fiend is like, let me in. And he turns into like this evil demon. Not related to another wrestler who also has a demon canonically inside of him that sometimes pops out and tries to kill people. Wrestling's shit, isn't it? It's fucking
It's
weird.
interesting. There's
But
certainly a lot that goes on.
for simplicity's sake, Sting just makes it snow.
Okay.
That's all he does. Good for him. But
Yeah.
Sting comes out, and before Tony can even ask one question, Jake the Snake Roberts is all out here, all up in Sting's face, just yelling at him. And he's like, blah, and he calls Darby Allin a gerbil, which is very correct.
Ooh.
He calls Sting's not son, but also his son, a gerbil. And then Lance Archer, who is works with
So many names.
Jake. I know, there's lots of names, lots of people. There's Lance Archer, and then his like, I'm forgetting the word for it, so I'm just gonna call him his dad. His dad is Jake the Snake, but not actually. Like his escort, kind of, like his
Escort. Like
yeah,
father figure, sort of.
kind of.
Escort.
I don't know the
Right.
word. Escort, like
Someone
manager,
who, like, mentors or...
mentor. There you go, mentor.
Yeah, I see. Goodness me.
Aye.
Mhm.
Lance is all out here like, every week you get TV time, Sting. Every week you're just out here talking about the same shit every week. And I'm in the main event every single week on all these different shows, busting my ass, and I never get any attention. I just want fucking attention. And then he's like, no, Sting, you can't talk. And then Sting grabs the mic from this giant Lance Archer guy, and in his, Midwestern middle-aged father voice, I don't even have to do an accent because I already talk like that. He's just like, I agree with you. I just think that you're the bee's knees, Lance Archer, and you don't get the attention and love that you deserve because your mentor over here isn't fucking telling you how, and you could be so great because I think that you're great, but you're not great right now because you're just doing nothing. Ugh. And then he stomps away like an angry old Sting man. He's like, I'm Stink. And that's the end of the segment.
Think. Nice. That's a wild one.
Oh, I forgot to mention, offhandedly, and it almost doesn't matter, and if you blinked, you would miss it, but Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky can be seen standing in the rafters just being like, oh yeah, it's getting down, but they aren't like saying anything or doing anything, they're just standing up there. Ethan is dressed really nice, and then Scorpio's really hot, and they just kind of stand there together, and they're like, oh yeah, but they don't contribute anything to this segment. Literally nothing. But they are shown on TV. Next.
That's what I'd like to do when I grow up.
Oh, there you go.
Do nothing, but get paid for it.
Perfect.
Just be in the background somewhere, Yeah.
Oh. Like, where's Waldo?
Yeah, exactly. Except, I don't know if I want to have people search for me all the time. Just
Where
seems like
is
an
Marble
invasion of
San
privacy,
Diego?
to be honest. Yeah. We never really had Carmen San Diego in New Zealand. I only heard about it because, like,
Really? She's never been
all
to
the
your
American
country.
media consumed. No, yeah, we, travel ban, so kept her out.
There you go. See, I've actually never seen the show, Where in the World is Carmen San Diego, but I know of it. I almost
good.
called you Prime. Jesus Christ. Rob's like, people search for me all the time.
He's a wanted man.
Get on
If
the
you know his
ground.
whereabouts, please contact the nearest police station.
He's on the milk carton, missing. Rob
Oh, okay.
Van Donna. Next up is a very, very fast segment. It's literally maybe a minute tops, and it's Team Taz again, and all it is just Ricky Starks trying to start shit again, because he's like, I want to piss off Brian Cage, and Brian Cage is like, I'll kill you. And then Taz and Will Hobbs are just like, stop instigating, Ricky. Stop being an asshole. We're fine. Everything's fine. And then literally that was it. That was all that happened.
Interesting.
Next we have a match.
Wait.
What?
Okay. Sorry. What was the name of the person that Ricky pissed off again?
Brian Cage, the current FTW champion.
Ooh.
Brian Cage looks like my brother-in-law. Shout out to my brother-in-law. Hi, Greg. I have lots of Gregs in my life.
Brian. It's a good name.
It's a very snappy name, you know?
Solid.
Greg.
Yeah, it is. I agree. You can depend on a Greg.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you? Yeah.
Iron Greg, dependable.
And one more thing before we continue.
Yes.
Sorry, checking my notes. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I thought we'd missed a rating for one of the fights, but I don't think we did.
Oh, well, we actually have a fight right now. That is the next segment, is a fight.
Perfect.
It is a TNT title match with the current TNT champion Darby Allin fighting JD Drake. So this was cool. And by cool, I mean, I feel like it's my fault for not knowing very much about JD Drake, and that the most I know of him is that he loses on Dark sometimes, and that I think they found him on the indies somewhere, which is cool. I adore indie wrestlers, fucking obviously, but I just don't personally know who JD Drake was, so I wasn't really invested in this match at all, because, like, I don't know, I don't really vibe completely with Darby Allin, and I don't know who Drake is, but I will still try to tell you a little bit about this. Sting, Darby's father, has come out with his son for moral support, and he has a baseball bat, just in case he needs it. And then, just so that you know that JD Drake had absolutely, A, no chance of winning this match, and B, only mattered a little bit, he didn't get an entrance. He was just already in the ring.
Oh.
He didn't get an entrance, he didn't get anything.
Giveaway.
Dead giveaway. And he was joined ringside by his two friends that we don't know where they came from, but they are suddenly JD Drake's friends, and Cesar Bononi, who is very good at getting his ass kicked, and Ryan Nemeth, who is also good at getting his ass kicked, but also occasionally gets his face turned into a meme because he has amazing facial expressions. Oh, Ryan Nemeth, we love you. Is it Nemeth? It's either Nemeth or Nemeth. It's one of the two. But, Nemeth. One of the most important, not the most important thing that happened in this match, but, like, the thing that I remember the most is I think JD was standing on the outside of the ring, and Darby goes to, like, kick him through the ropes, and he manages to kick through the wrong rope and whiffs JD completely. So JD just has to be like, ah! Like, topple over as if he's been kicked, when he's very clearly been just, like, whiffed on another level.
Completely missed.
And it was very funny. It was not, I shouldn't laugh at it, but it was definitely something. He whiffed that kick. Darby did. And very impressive that he missed as well, because JD is a very big lad, so there's a lot of surface area to hit.
Oh, yeah.
He still missed.
Maybe that's what he's trying to do, trying to show off.
Oh, you know,
saying,
maybe.
You know,
oh, look at me.
This is how good my accuracy is.
I can hit an apple off of his head. No apple. Also missed.
But I won't. Yeah.
My reflexes are so good, if it went over my head, I'd catch it first.
Nice. That's a classic.
Nemeth.
Oh, rating? Oh, sorry,
not
it
done
keeps
yet.
Continuing.
Yeah, the match is surprisingly not over yet. Nemeth has a couple of things to say on the outside. He's, like, screaming at Darby for no reason, just being a little monster. And then Darby's dad, Sting, comes over with the baseball bat, And Nemeth literally just like, oh my stars, like falls over in fear, like, oh, Sting has a baseball bat and he's gonna hit me with it. So he like just falls to the floor and scampers away. And then like literally Sting chases Nemeth out of the premises, like off of the building grounds with this baseball bat. Like this young man is just so scared of this 71-year-old man with a bat. And I'm like, you know what?
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Picture time. Picture time. And then we come back from it, right? Which is cool. JD goes for like a cannonball senton, which is basically just hurling your body in a circular motion at someone like a cannonball. But he managed to miss Darby Allin, but this time missing was on purpose because Darby like got out of the way and like JD went careening into a barricade, which is made of metal, and that probably hurt. But he missed, and that sucks. Interestingly, at one point, Darby just bit the shit out of Drake. He just bit his hand really hard. Just like, took a little bite ski out of his fingers, as you do.
Yummy.
Yeah. He bit him, fell down. Darby does his finishing move, which is the coffin drop, and he wins. He retained his title. Hooray! Yay! So happy. Wow. Not my fault they gave him a bad title run.
You really cared about it.
I'm very happy about it, obviously. I don't know how they did it, but they're really making me miss when Cody was the TNT champion. At least when Cody was the champion, every week we got a cool title match. Now we get title matches every once in a while. Against either the exact same people all the time, I'm looking at you, Team Taz, or we get JD Drake, which, good for him. I'm really glad, because this was his very first match ever on Dynamite. This JD fella.
Oh.
Like, this was his debut match that he lost, but, like, congratulations, your first match was a title match. You know?
Yeah,
Suddenly.
That's something to be proud of.
Suddenly. You think the match is over, and it is. Darby is celebrating with Darby is celebrating with his title. When Butcher and the Blade attack Darby Allin. Butcher and Blade, if you don't remember, are two fellas who work for Matt Hardy because Matt Hardy basically sold them out of their contracts because we have Matt Hardy and the Not So Funky Bunch that we stole out of money. Although I think that their name, like the faction's name, is like Hardy Family Offices. I was almost going to say, like, now I can't even remember what I was going to say, but I think they are the Hardy Family Office or whatever. I don't know. They want to put Darby Allin through the announce table, which doesn't happen very often in this company, unlike other ones where it happens every week. Bunny, cool shirt. Oh, a cat. Oh my god. What is this cat's name?
2. It's Archer.
Archer. Lance Archer.
Hello, Kitty. Meow. Very black, actually. You can't really see because the camera's a bit ass.
The cat is blending in like a special operative.
Yeah. It's quite impressive. That's all right.
Good kid.
Definitely likes attention, though.
Oh, that's good. I don't know where Stream Cat is. No, it's all good. The valet of Butcher and Blade, her name is Bunny, also known as Allie. Bunny is just screaming at the top of her lungs at the announcers, like, get away from the table! We're putting it through the table! And, you know, like Excalibur and Tony are like, why are you screaming? No, we're not getting up. And she's like, give us the table! And, like, you can hear her through their headsets. She's screaming that loud. And you're like, good God.
Damn. Someone's deathly serious about it.
Deathly serious. And before that they can put Darby through a table, the Dark Order, which is everyone's favorite family-friendly cult, comes out for the save. because they have involved
There's so
themselves.
many people here.
I know.
So there's like I have 6. There's 5 people, and then the Dark Order come out as well.
And you want to know how many people are in the Dark Order? 10.
Oh yes.
There are 10 of them.
Right. Well, yeah, that's probably
So they
good.
all come bumbling out, and
Okay.
for a
Please
quick
don't tell me
overview,
all their names.
currently on the stage, we have Darby Allin, Matt Hardy, The Bunny, Butcher, Blade, Ty Conti, -1, Uno, Stu Grayson, Preston Vance, 10 is definitely there. I think Colt Cabana is there. Alan Angels is there. He's number 5 in the Dark Order. And then I don't know if Alex and John were there. They might have been, except I don't think that they were. So that's 13 wrestlers on the stage at the same time.
Yeah, that's a good few. Please don't make me recall what those people were, because that's the only part I haven't taken notes for.
That's okay.
I refuse.
There's a lot of people.
That's not going to be a question. Okay.
That's actually one of the biggest.
Before that.
It's okay. That's one of the biggest complaints people have about AEW is that, there's so many factions. There's so many people.
Yeah.
And like, unlike other companies where they pick like 5 or 6 people that like they have on TV every week and they run with, they just let everyone be on TV. And while a lot of people are like, oh, this is a bad idea, it's so confusing, I don't like how many factions there are, I'm like, I don't know. See, I'm a bitch who likes options. I like options. And I like the feeling that I can get invested in any of these people, and my investment feels like it's worth it. Because on other shows, I can be like, oh, this is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I really like her. Surprise, she's never on the show. And it doesn't matter how much, it doesn't matter how much you like this person. The company doesn't like them, and like they aren't on the show and they don't get booked. Whereas like with this, it's just like, fucking everyone is here. We're like Smash Brothers.
Great.
Everyone's on the show.
Real life.
Yeah, it's like real life where everyone gets an opportunity. Daisy says, honestly, they have too many heel factions. They don't have enough strong babyface factions. You know, I think you have a point with that because, okay, we're going to take a quick detour and you don't have to write this down. But 4 factions, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
We're doing it.
We're getting the board out.
Damn. All right.
Damn it. Oh no. You thought you saw the last of this. We're getting the board back together. I have to currently erase it because it is it has something on it. Also need to fix
the boards are back in town.
That's right. The boys are back in town. The board is back in town. But currently the board says, for the benefit of those with flash photography, shout out all of you Edge and Christian stans. I know you're out there simping over those 2 Canadian men. Ugh. Let me get something to erase this with. You know what? I don't have an eraser, so you know what we're going to use? The headband I wore yesterday.
That probably works just as well.
Sorry, headband. You're going to get all colorful. And we're going to split this down the middle, and I am going to list all of the factions that we currently have in AEW with one side, which is heel, meaning the bad guys, and the other side, which is babyface, meaning the good guys. And we're going to just see how big this disparity is, because I feel like as I sit here and I write stuff down, and like with the help of chat, we're going to discover that there's just a lot of fucking people running around. And they're all doing different things. Additionally, for each stat that I will be writing down, I will put a number next to the faction name, and that's how many people will be that is how many people are currently in the faction. Look at that. It's disgusting. I'm gonna have to clean that.
Yummy.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. It's disgusting. To keep cleaning it, please hold. I don't know how to get all the shnikes off. Because it's so big and I don't have enough, like, space. Just banging shit. I'm so sorry.
Looks all shifty. They're like hiding everything behind the curtains there.
Shh,
It's alright.
It's a magic trick. Okay, that's clean enough.
Very nice.
The mic fell on the floor.
Was that the cat? Oh, it was the mic, right. Oh yeah, you can tell.
Oh no, and it's unplugged too. Wait, oh,
You can, yeah.
fuck. Oh shit. I really broke it, didn't I? Oh no, this is bad. Oh god, everybody hold on.
There will be a short delay while technical difficulties get solved.
Hello.
I had a good joke the other day. I'll tell that while you fix it.
Oh, no, I fixed it.
So,
that was a horrible experience that I just went through. That was a terrible experience.
Something fall out that wasn't meant or
when it fell on the floor, it like fucked with the settings somehow and made everything super like bass boosted and loud, and it hurt my ears. It was awful. Any users, now that we're okay, I think we're gonna go green because no, we're not gonna go green. Orange. We have our trusty whiteboard. Ow. I wish I had a way, like a stand I could put this on to make this easier.
That would be good, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be very good. So we have I hope I spelt that right. Factions. Split down the middle. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. We have the heel side and the face side. You tell that joke while I write stuff down.
Oh, okay. So there was this fancy what do you call it, movie theater, right? You guys probably read this one before. And the usher was going around and checking out everyone's ready, and the usher comes along this one guy who's just like sprawled across 3 seats, and he asks the man, he says, excuse me, you'll have to move, you can't have paid for 3 seats. And the man sort of groans but doesn't really say anything, and then the man said, the usher is like, all right, guess I'll go get the manager then. So he goes back up and gets the manager and comes back down. And the manager says, excuse me, sir, you've only paid for 1 seat, we've checked, and you'll have to sit up or we'll have to kick you out of here. And the man sort of grunts, but again, doesn't make any attempt to move or anything. So the manager goes back out, calls the police, and the police come, and one of the officers walk down, and he says to the man, all right, so what's your name? The man says, Sam. And he says, and where are you from? And the man says, the balcony. Thank you. But yeah, like I said earlier, I will be charging for jokes. So to anyone
God,
who heard
what's your rates, man?
Pretty steep, I'm afraid. $5 a joke. So even if you didn't laugh, it still counts as a joke, by the way. So don't try and pull that on me.
Okay.
Anyone in chat will have to subscribe. and all the proceeds will go towards me. So, sorry to break it to you, but that's the way things are. Are there really that many?
Yes.
Goodness. All right. I thought it was less a story and more a bad joke, Ben. Don't worry, you didn't miss too much.
Oh, it's okay. Fuck.
Oh, that's all right. I'll get a cat to entertain. Hello, Thea. Come on. Woochie. Meow. Hello. This is Thea.
Oh shit, that's actually my bad. There's that many. And that one, there's
So cuddly.
there is oh, then there is
That does sound rather entertaining, Ben. He said his favorite storyline is when a team tries to recruit someone and that one person beats the shit out of them.
6 of them. No, Jesus Christ. Daisy, you might have been right. There's a lot of heel factions so far. And I will ask for audience participation in case I've missed any. But for right now, the list goes as follows. On the heel side, we have the Pinnacle, the Hardy family offices, Team Taz, the Nightmare Apples, which is what I will be calling whatever QT Marshall's fucking doing, the Video Gamers, which is Miro, Kip, and Penelope. They don't have a name, but that's what we're going to call them. And then the new Bullet Club, which is the shitty thing that Kenny's doing right now. And then for face factions, we have the Inner Circle, which I think should not be faces. We have the local Bad Boys, and they just came here. They just got here. And we have the Nightmare family, which is the original branch of the Nightmare thing. Oh, wait. I forgot about Death Triangle.
Even more.
Oh, and Jurassic Express. I forgot to.
Oh, yeah.
So we have Jurassic Express over here, actually.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, I forgot the Dark Order as well. There's 3 of them. There's the Dark Order.
So what is the difference between... I'll let you finish writing down.
So there's -1, uno, dos, 3, 4, 5. Colt is 8. I also forgot 5. Oh, fuck. I've already lost count. There's like approximately 12 people in Dark Order. We're going to put 12-ish. And then I don't know if I would consider Death Triangle faces, but I don't think that they're heels either. They're kind of tweeners right now, which means they're neither aligned good nor bad. But just for general sake, I'm gonna put Death Triangle on the face side. Also, I fucking adore Death Triangle, so they get to go over here. What's up?
Yeah.
What's your question?
What's the difference between a heel faction and a face?
Okay, that's actually a great question. A heel faction versus a face faction is all dependent upon alignment, whether you are more good aligned or bad aligned. So if you cheat during matches and are bad and mean and poo-poo stinky and rude to other people, or if you're a face, which means that you're like the stereotypical superhero good guy who never cheats at all and loves all of their friends and helps people out and is, I don't know, good for the environment.
Yeah.
So this is our current list of factions in AEW. Chat, I would like you to look at this and tell me if I have missed anybody.
So, are any people members of more than one of these? Or is this...
If you are a part, I believe if you are a part of a Yeah. If you're a part of a faction, you're not really in any other faction. Like, you're just kind of stuck to your one place. You're either in a faction or you just, like, lone
Okay.
wolf it by yourself.
Damn. I was just trying to get a
But
figure
there's
out
not
how many
much
people there were.
crossover
So if you can
between
add all
them.
those.
What's that?
Yeah.
Hmm?
I was just saying, if you add all the amounts of people's numbers up, then that would be everyone.
Oh, everyone
Not
together.
everyone,
That's actually a
but
good question.
yeah.
Like, if I add up all of the people who are currently in factions right now, like, how many people would that be? Okay, yeah, I'll do that real quick. That's actually a good question. Also, there's a possibility I could have missed any, so I'm kind of counting on Daisy to tell me if I missed any. Thanks, babe. Let me hit the. So we have 6 plus 8 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 12 plus 3. That comes out to 65 people currently. Now, there is the possibility that I have missed a faction or I have miscounted, but as an approximate estimation, that is what we have so far. And
That's a decent number of people.
there are 6 heel factions and 5 truly face factions, and then 1, like, in between good and bad. They just kind of do whatever the fuck they want faction. Shout out Death Triangle. Non-conformists. Ow, my legs hurt. Okay. That was a fun detour. Also, I hope you aren't tired of faction action, because I have to rate the match. This match was fine. It truly, yeah, it was just fine. A lot of the matches tonight were literally just fine. Like, they weren't crazy standout like they were last week. They were just good wrestling matches. They just weren't great or memorable wrestling matches. So I would give this one. I'd give this one like a 4.75.
4.75. They got to step up their game. It's not very good at all.
It is not my fault that I'm bad at paying attention to matches. Like, you'll know if a match is good if I pay attention to it. And I don't pay attention a lot.
That's fair.
Next. We have some more inner circle pinnacle bullshit, because that's what everyone needed. So Chris Jericho is talking to Alex Abrahantes, which is one of the backstage interviewers, and he's like, Alex, what have you done with your shirt? I love your shirt today. And then out of nowhere, Maxwell Jacob Friedman just knocks Chris over the head and just starts beating the shit out of him. All of Pinnacle come out and they're like, we're gonna beat you up. And they do. And they drag Chris out from backstage to the stage, like out into the ring. And then everyone's like, well, where's the Inner Circle? Where are the rest of Chris's stablemates? They are currently locked in their dressing room. And they, like, the door is locked and they can't get out. And we get a very quick scene of them literally breaking the door down. They have, one of them has a bar stool, and I don't know who it is, but one of them has a bar stool and one of them has a crowbar, and they're beating the door open, like breaking this, I think it's like a plywood door. It's like a very thin plywood, maybe particle board door that's not thick all the way through. It's like hollow, but they beat the door down. And yeah, Max and his goons attack Chris for a while until fucking Iron Mike Tyson, like the actual Mike Tyson, makes his grand return to AEW. And unlike the last time he was here, when he was mad at Chris Jericho and we all thought we were going to get the godforsaken demon match of Chris Jericho versus Mike Tyson. Thankfully, we didn't get that. Mike Tyson comes out and he's like, I'm friends with Chris Jericho now. I'm gonna save him from the bad guys, and I'm going to sit on top of Shawn Spears and beat him to death until his stablemates pull Shawn Spears out of the ring. Finally, out comes Inner Circle, and they're like, we got you, Chris. We're your friends. We love you. We're Inner Circle. Ah! This is our new friend. Convicted felon, Mike Tyson. If I remember correctly, I think he was convicted of a crime at one point. This is him. We're friends now, Mike Tyson punch out.
So many threads and like friendships and enemies and like stuff everywhere. It's crazy. I don't know how you keep track of it all.
I don't know either. It's kind of something that you slowly learn over time.
Yeah.
Like, me a year ago wouldn't have known any of this about AEW because I started watching AEW about a year ago, and I didn't know the intricacies of like all of these storylines and these friends and like the friends and the enemies and like how everything has kind of tied together. I had to slowly learn that over time and then like be informed of things by stuff online, because like I started watching AEW genuinely because I don't know if I've mentioned this on stream before, but the reason I started watching AEW was because on Twitter, there was this wrestler that I followed who tweets in all lowercase and is a cowboy. And I'm like, I think he's funny. I should watch the show that he's on. So I started watching AEW for Hangman, and that was the only reason. And then eventually, in early 2020, they announced that they were going to have a live episode of Dynamite in my city. And this was like a few weeks before like they really cracked down on the pandemic. So, or this is before like it became a pandemic, you know. So I got to go to this live show. And when I tell you that this live episode of Dynamite that I went to is the best wrestling show I've ever seen live, like in person, I mean it. It was
damn
fucking amazing. Oh,
that's
excuse
nice.
me. E-Dude, you are correct. AEW started like as a brand, as a company in 2019. So all of these storylines and like all of these people have slowly been like growing for only 2 years, whereas like the WWF have been growing for upwards of like 35 years. How many wrestling shows have I been to? I have been to 4 shows. I went to a live episode of Raw, a live episode of SmackDown, an NXT house show, and an episode of AEW Dynamite. I have never been to an actual indie show before because I got into indie wrestling during the pandemic when indie wrestling did not exist because people would die. So I pray for the day I get to go to an actual like independent wrestling show, because god damn it, I'm gonna meet Warhorse one of these days. I want to meet Warhorse so bad because he's from around here and I think he's great. Any hoosers. That's kind of the end of this segment. They just are like, hey, Mike Tyson's here. He helped out Chris Jericho. They're friends now. Yay! Whatever. Next.
Woohoo!
Wahoo! Next. Britt Baker has an announcement. Britt Baker, DMD, because she is actually a dentist, like a real life dentist with like a dentist doctorate.
Damn.
You've seen a couple of shows
Impressive.
at Armageddon Expo. That's pretty cool. Were they good? Yeah, she's like an actual dentist. Like, this is her side job.
Oh, wow.
Which I always think is funny because I like to think that there are like people who are like flipping through channels like on a Wednesday night, and then they're just like, Barbara, come in here. Our dentist, Dr. Brittany's fighting somebody on the television.
That face. Yeah.
That's
pretty
dentist.
sick, actually.
So basically, this segment's pretty quick. It's just Britt being like, I want a championship match. I am a star. I am a deathmatch legend. because I had the best match of 2021, and she is not wrong. She did, her and Thunder Rosa. And she goes on to say that win-loss records are bullshit, and that the most important part of being a wrestler is, like, popularity, and, like, how much ratings you draw, and how much merch that you sell, and, like, how much people talk about you online. And if, like, you're actually popular, it doesn't really matter whether you win or lose. And I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I kind of agree with her a little bit. Like, she's supposed to be a heel, and she's supposed to be, like, mean, and we're not supposed to, like, believe anything that she says, but she's not inherently wrong, like, completely. Like, wins and losses do matter, because if you lose too much, why should I care about a loser? Even though personally, I always attach myself to the losers. I don't know why. I just really like people who can't get it right. Wonder why that is, right?
Real mystery, yeah. I mean, people like rooting for the underdog and stuff, though, so.
Yeah. But, like, for the general public, like, why should the average person watching TV care about the guy who loses all the time, right? So, like, wins and losses do matter, but they're not the only thing that matters. And Britt is not incorrect in saying that, like, sometimes you have to take a chance on the people that maybe they're not in the rankings, but, like, they're fucking over to the moon. People love, like, this person or this tag team or this faction. Like, give them a shot, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, if people like somebody and they want you to use the person that you like, the general consensus is, like, we want to see this person more. If you show... Mind-blowing information, everybody. If you show off a person that people... I know, right? If you show off people that the general public very much likes, more people will watch, because you're giving them what they want. Holy shit. It's almost like people like watching stuff that they like. That's fucking insane. Like, who would have thought?
That's crazy.
Right? Which is why I feel like some wrestling promotions just, like, get shot, like, in the leg and just can't get anywhere, because it's like, once you've ignored audience reaction and the people that the folks that the people like, then you've rendered everything null and void. Because if I don't care about someone, then I just don't care. I don't know what you want, you know? Unless you do something to change that, like, you radically change them in a way that's like, all right, now I'm on board. Like, for instance, the Dark Order, the cult faction that we were talking about earlier. At the beginning of AEW's conception in 2019, they were literally the most hated thing on the show. Nobody liked these people. Everyone thought that they were just big fucking nerds who just, like, were not interesting and had no redeeming qualities. And then sometime in, like, the summer of 2020, when Brody Lee, rest in peace, Mr. Brody, he came along and revealed himself as the Exalted One and basically got the entire faction over by letting them just be themselves. Instead of, like, these spooky, broody dudes who were, like, evil, you would have segments on their online TV show, Being the Elite, of just, like, a bunch of these hapless dorks being like, haha, I got sticky steps. You want to be recruited to the Dark Order? I think you're sexy. And then everyone would be like, John, you're weird. And then Alex would be like, down dog. John's like, okay. And everyone's like, I think these guys are silly. I think that they're funny. And, like, and then, you know, Brody's passing came along in December, and, like, it's still a very sensitive subject. We all still very much miss John Huber. But with his passing, the consensus with the wrestling community was like, all right, the Dark Order can't be heels anymore. We want to root for these guys. They just lost, like, the most important guy to them, and we all already love them already. Just let them be lovable, hapless faces. And the company listened. Yeah. And now every week, Dark Order is the favorite thing that people see, whether it be on Being the Elite or on the show, even if on Dynamite they don't really get to do much and they don't ever win anything still. But at least they're faces, and at least the company listened in some regard. I'm out of water. I've drank both of my water bottles. No, and we're not done yet. We're not even to the main event. And I have so much to say about the main event. Oh my god.
Boy, might need a water break before then.
We might. Okay, speed run. We gotta do speed run.
Okay.
Britt wants a title shot. Wins and losses don't really matter. Give her a goddamn title. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm with you, Britt. Let's go. Britt Baker for next champion, even though I love the current champion, Hikaru Shida. It just sucks that the AEW doesn't really care about their women's division, so they haven't really been giving Hikaru Shida much to do with it. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Hydrate or dihydrate. Okay. Next up.
Well said. Well said.
We have another wrestling match. It is the Bunny fighting Ty Conti. And this match was pretty alright. It was alright, you know? It was the only women's match of the night, which sucks, and they put it in the death slot, which is like half an hour before the show ends, which is when basically no one is watching the show, which sucks, which is where they always put the women. But you know what? Yeah. Anyways. There's like a cool suplex on the outside and a nice drop kick into the barricade. Hikaru comes out there, I think, between a picture-in-picture, maybe? I don't really remember. Maybe it was a commercial, I don't know. Hikaru's out there in her white suit, mob boss outfit, taking no shit from nobody. We love our current AEW Women's Champion, Hikaru Shida. Ty and Bunny keep going at it. I think Bunny tries to go for down the rabbit hole at one point, and that gets reversed. Ty hits the Ty KO because of a distraction, but Bunny kicks out of the Ty KO, which actually shocked me. I was like, all right, Bunny, get after it, girl.
Bunny got legs.
Yeah, Bunny got hops. Haha. I think so, at some point on the outside, Allie, Bunny, the interchangeable names, the same person. Bunny hits a cheap shot on Hikaru, like just punches her in the face and steals her Singapore cane, and then just beats Ty with the Singapore cane, I think like once, but like the ref is distracted so they don't see it, so it's legal. And then Allie goes to hit with the Singapore cane again, but Shida takes her cane back and up on the top, like she's up on the top rope at that point, and then Ty scrambles up and brings Allie back down in a superplex off of the ropes. Yeah. And we do the DD Ty for the win. The DD Ty, which is basically, I think it's just a hammerlock DDT, which is everybody and their mama doing a DDT, you know? But that wins, and we get a cool little hug with Ty and -1, because yay, -1, we love -1.
Rating?
I'll give it a 5.5. It was a good match.
5.5, okay.
I enjoyed my time. I like both of these competitors. I liked Ty on the outside. Also, at one point, I think the Hardy family office and the Dark Order get into it, like all the dudes. They just like beat each other up on the outside. But that really doesn't matter. And now, Jesus Christ, we have our main event, which was infuriating. And let me explain why. Because I'm not even really going to tell you about the match, because the match... Listen, okay. Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks fight Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, along with their fucking weird, ugly, thumb-ass uncle, Don Callis, are the beginnings of the new Bullet Club, because they're trying to bring back the good old glory days from the original Bullet Club that they were in 2016 over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, although for some reason we have forgotten the Bullet Club still exists. Like, over in New Japan right now, in that promotion, they still have the Bullet Club. and they're still doing things. Ask Tamatonga, he'll tell you, you know? They're just trying to recreate the glory days of something that is long dead, and it's very fucking irritating. Let me tell you why. I already knew that this was going to be a garbage fire. The match actually was fine. Like, Nick is very athletic, and I love watching Nick wrestle. And Kenny has the meanest Snapdragon suplex I've ever seen in my life. And Matt is very good at emotional wrestling, where, like, he can tell a story just by, like, his face and, like, the way that he acts and the way that he does things rather than, like, that. And then we don't like the Good Brothers. Who fucking cares? Also, John Moxley's there, and he's cool. I knew that this was going off a bad start when Kenny and the Good Brothers came out. They didn't play Battle Cry, which is Kenny's theme song. They didn't play Kenny's theme song. They played some generic ass thing. It just wasn't Battle Cry, and it was bad, and it made me upset. And there was no North Carolina, which was also upsetting. Ironic, because none of the guys in that match are from North Carolina. Not a single one. Kenny is Canadian, and the other two Good Brother Hicks are from butt-fuck nowhere. Who cares where they're from? And then the Young Bucks are... I don't know why I'm telling you where all these people are from. It's not like that matters. The Young Bucks are from Rancho Cucamonga, California. The running joke is that, at least with my family, or the running joke with me, and then everyone in my family is like, no, it's a real place. Because Rancho Cucamonga is such a funny word to me. And I don't mean to be, like, disrespectful to, like, the city or anything, but, like, it's just such a funny word that I'm like, it sounds like a made-up place. Like, it doesn't sound like a real place.
Does, doesn't it?
Like, oh, I'm from Rancho Cucamonga, California. It's like, uh-huh. I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
And then John Moxley's from fucking Cincinnati. What?
Huh?
You said something before?
Oh, no. Just an offhand comment.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. Don't worry.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. I forgive you.
Okay, thank you.
It's quite alright.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Is that going to cost me extra?
Another $5.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, it's okay. It's worth it.
Just don't make any mistakes ever again.
I will try my hardest to never, ever mistake. Ever.
Excellent. That's all I expect.
The match kind of starts out, and you can see in the background Don Callis, like, run away from the ring and, like, run his piggy ass up the stairs. And then he, like, goes over to the announce table, and all three of the announcers hate Don Callis. They're just like, you're fucking annoying. And Don's like, hey, guys, the best announcer's here. And Excalibur's like, go away. He's like, stop touching me. Go away. And Tony Schiavone's like, go away. Also, another important thing about this match for reference is that this is the very first time that Kenny Omega has ever wrestled across the ring, not being on the same team, but against both Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson of the Young Bucks. This is the first time that they have ever wrestled against each other in the company. And that is important. That is important because throughout the match, they tell the story that Matt Jackson cannot bring himself to, like, hurt Kenny. Because they may have fallen off as friends, and, like, Kenny may have hurt these guys' feelings, like, more times than they can count. But, like, in the end, like, they're still the Elite. Not actually, because the Elite doesn't exist anymore. But, like, they're still friends deep down. And this guy's, like, my family, like, my brother. I've spent the last 6 years of my life with this dude. I can't, even though I'm mad at him, I can't bring myself to hurt him, you know? And that's kind of the story that Matt tells, like, oh, I can't super kick you. I don't want to hurt you. And then Matt's like, and then Kenny's like, hurt me, you little bitch. Why don't you just hurt me? Okay. And he, like, pushes him and all this stuff. Kenny delivers 2 Snapdragon suplexes, which basically you underhook under their arms and just, like, and you just go, It's like a snapping move. It's one that you have to see. It's a very cool move. And he does those to Matt, and Matt's like, I can't believe that you did that. And all of us are like, I can absolutely believe he did that. Matt's like, I just can't super kick you. I can't bring myself to hurt Kenny. And Nick's like, please hurt him. And Jon Moxley's like, please hurt him. And that earns a slap from Kenny. Kenny's just like, please fight me. Does the Snapdragons. And Jon Moxley manages to save Matt from a V-trigger. There's, I think Matt and Nick go for a bang for your buck, and that doesn't work. Nick does an escalera. Whoa! Does an escalera, which is great. Off into the outside. And it's just Matt and Kenny again until, like, Matt or Nick gets back in the ring. And I am sitting on my couch screaming, like, please hit Kenny with the golden trigger. Just hit him with the fucking golden trigger. Well, they call it the BTE trigger, but originally the move is the golden trigger, which is also from New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is the finishing move that Kenny Omega used to do with his old tag team partner and ex-boyfriend, Kota Ibushi, because they were the Golden Lovers. That was their thing. And their finish was the golden trigger, which was basically Kenny's V trigger, but Kota also did it. And they would both, like, take the person, like, the person would be sitting on the floor, and each of them would have an arm, and they would, like, pull in and both, like, knee in different directions, like, knee, right? And that's the golden trigger.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there just screaming, like, please, Matt, please, Nick, golden trigger him, please. And Nick's ready to go. He's like, I'm going to knee him so hard. Who cares? And they'd be like, BTE, trigger. And Matt goes, or Nick goes to kick him. And Matt just is like, I can't do it. And just can't knee him. And we're all just like, please, you baby, just hit him. Win the match, damn it. And by this point, Jon Moxley is furious. He's like, well, I already seen this shit twice today. I don't really have time for this. I'm going to tag myself into the match, and I'm going to put away Kenny because you're being a little bitch, and you aren't doing anything about it. I'm going to win because I want to win. Good for John for remembering this is a wrestling match and not a melodrama. Although wrestling is a melodrama, which is the point. But the ending really brought your mood down. Oh, it brought my mood down too. Also, Daisy, were you here earlier when we were doing the factions rundown? Because I asked you if I had missed any and I never got an answer. So that's just some food for that while I keep explaining. I know, this is a call-out post. Oh, man. You look so bored.
No, I'm not. I've got like 3 pages of notes now. I'm just trying to internalize it all.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
My finger kind of hurts from writing so much.
Oh.
I haven't taken notes like this since uni, I swear. It's crazy.
Oh, wow. I've taken you to uni. That was not my intention.
I know.
I'm going to have to make the quiz hard.
Yeah, you probably do, actually, which kind of sucks for me. I shouldn't have told you how much notes I took.
Well, it's okay.
No,
Cody took 4 pages of notes and didn't get a single question right.
That is true, actually.
Well, no, he didn't take 4. How many pages did he take? I think front and back he took like 12 pages of notes and managed to get all of the questions wrong. Anyways.
Okay.
So Moxley tags himself in and is like, Matt, Nick, you guys aren't doing the job. I just want to win the match. You're too emotional about this shit. So he actually does end up hitting Kenny with the paradigm shift, which is his finishing move. And he's like, excellent, perfect. I'm gonna do another paradigm shift and another. I think he hits him with the paradigm shift like 3 times. He hits Kenny with this move. And he's about to do another one, either the 3rd one or the 4th one. and the fucking Young Bucks super kick Moxley in the face. They turn on their tag team partner because God fucking damn it, we can't have nice things. The Young Bucks have turned heel, bottom text, sad face. Great. They sold their souls to fucking Don Callis and his two weirdo hick people, and they're resident bisexual, and we just can't have nice things. Perfect. Wonderful.
Sorry.
Super kicks to Moxley,
Good.
and by that point, like a good bro, like an actually good friend who is committed to his friendship, Eddie Kingston wobbles his ass out to the stage, limping and all, just like, don't touch Moxley, don't touch my bro, I'll fuck you up. And then, of course, again, because we can't have nice things, Gallows and Anderson walk up onto the stage and are like, we're going to assault you now, Eddie Kingston, and we're going to hit you with the magic killer even though your knee is already fucked up and your life sucks. And like, I think at the Revolution pay-per-view, you pretended to blow up, but you actually didn't, because that's a whole nother story for another day. But Eddie gets planted with some grossness, very upsetting. And then the Good Brothers get back into the ring, and they hit their tag team finishing move, Magic Killer, on Jon Moxley, and they pull Kenny's basically limp dead body after taking 3 paradigm shifts. They drag his dead body and put it on top of Moxley's for the 3 count, and the new Bullet Club wins the match. And God damn it, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, this is all your fault. You can't just sit there and pretend like, oh, we didn't know what we were doing. I'm so sorry. We shouldn't have done this. You know, the crowd is chanting that you sold out. You sold out. Because they're sellouts. They were just like, Don Callis got so far into these characters' heads that he was like, you guys aren't the same people that you saw when you were in New Japan. When you look in the mirror, you've become soft babies. And it's like, who the fuck cares? Man? Like, why? And then I think the Good Brothers, they pick up Moxley's corpse and they like hold him out in that heel way where they're like, hit him again. It's not like he can do anything. He's restrained. And the Young Bucks are like, oh, should we do it? Are we a part of this team? I don't know if we are. And then they super kick Jon Moxley again. And it's like, hooray, too sweet. We're a part of the Bullet Club. Everything's great. Yay, new Bullet Club that's actually trash. Great. This is not the character development that I wanted from Matt and Nick. I was actually hoping that my genuine hope, my hope that did not happen, was like with the way that Kenny has turned heel and become evil, and Matt and Nick are just like, you're changing because this old man is telling you to? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I was hoping and praying that they would be like, you know what, Kenny? Hangman was right. Cody was right. We're all the reason that the Elite fell apart, but like you're not the same guy that you used to be. You're a bad guy. And everything that all of these people have been telling us was right. And we can't be friends with you anymore. We can't like you anymore because you hurt us and you hurt all of these people. And we were going to get the Hung Bucks and it was going to be great. And it was going to make me happy. And then we didn't get that. We got the new Bullet Club with all 5 of these little stupid morons running around. And I'm like, great. This is exactly not what I wanted. In fact, it's actually the general consensus that this is not what they wanted. Because according to the demographics that I don't actually give a fuck about, but this is a true fact, ever since, they've had Kenny be this world champion, because Kenny is the AEW world champion. Ever since they had him become such a world champion where he's like, oh, Thumb Don Callis is here, and then his 2 weirdo hick friends that only talk about dicks and fetishizing Asians are here. These are my friends now. their demographics for like women have gone down, and like 18 to 35 are just like, yeah, I'm not vibing with this anymore. I don't really like this. And I'm like, you know what? Fucking fair enough. Kenny's a woman repellent. And you know what? Fair enough. Like, it's just awful. And I really thought that they were going to do something completely different with like Matt and Nick, that they were going to be like, hey, we're still faces, but we don't take shit from anybody. Kind of in the same way that Jon Moxley is like a face, but he's like, I'll still beat the shit out of anyone I see. I'll just do it with a smile on my face, and I'll do it for the right reasons. Yeah. Like Matt and Nick know that they're the best tag team in the world, so they're like, we're not gonna let people step on us anymore, and we're gonna put our feet down, and we're gonna be good, and we're not gonna like be complacent, but we're also not gonna be bad about it. We're not gonna turn heel for it. And they did anyways, and that is so disappointing. And the general consensus is that it's disappointing, except for probably like all of the wrestling journalists who are like, this is great. And I'm like, good for you. I'm glad that you like it, man. That's great. I personally just don't, you know? I have some comments to read from Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
I wanted them to say fuck you, Don, so bad and prove him wrong, and I shall repeat, the Young Bucks situation has the same energy as when they make you replay multiple levels in a video game to make them longer. Exactly! Okay, that coupled with a comment that, oh god, my friend Latino, that's his online name, we call him Latino, he made a comment where he was like, I feel like I'm watching a rerun. Because we've fucking done this before. We did this like 5 or 6 months ago when Kenny originally became the AEW World Champion and they first started to form the Bullet Club. Or no, it was prior to this. It was before the Young Bucks won the AEW World Tag Team Championships from FTR. They were like, oh no, the Young Bucks are heel. And then they were like, shit, the Young Bucks can't be heel because FTR are heels and they have to look like conquering champions at Full Gear. I guess that they're face now again. We can't do the Bullet Club thing now. We have to wait. And then they were like, oh, I guess we're going to do the Bullet Club thing now. And now we're not going to do it. And now we're doing it again for like the 8th time because like we can't move on from the past and we can't do new things. We're watching shit on reruns. It's like watching reruns of the same show and the same stuff. And it's like, the reruns might not necessarily be bad, but like that doesn't, like they're not inherently wrong, but that doesn't mean that they're not bad, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
You're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's like,
I got the general gist of it, but yeah.
What's a TV show that you really like?
Oh, I haven't watched a TV show in a while.
Or just a show.
WandaVision.
Anything. WandaVision? Okay, there you go. Yeah. Let's say that there was a second season of WandaVision, right? Wanda learned her lesson. She this is spoilers for WandaVision, by the way, so don't listen if you don't want spoilers for WandaVision. Like at the end of that season, at the end of the first season, she's like, you know what? I have to let go of this family I've created. I have to let go of Vision. I have to let them stay passed on. I let go of Westview, and I'm going to do some self-discovery, right?
Yeah.
That's how that ends. Right. She learns from her mistakes, and she learns to grieve. What if in the next season, like halfway through, surprise, Wanda has taken another town captive, and we're doing the same thing again. Except this time, everything is just slightly different. Like instead of the town being called Westview, we're now in Eastview.
Well, what a coincidence.
Wow.
Yeah,
and instead of recreating sitcoms every episode, this time we recreate melodramas every episode. It's just slightly different. Slightly different enough that we're not doing the same thing, but we're doing the exact same thing, and we're learning the exact same lessons. It's tedious and repetitive, and it's a rerun.
Just
Like,
redundant.
wouldn't that be disappointing if you watched the second season of WandaVision and it was the same thing?
Extremely.
And
Yeah.
it feels like Wanda didn't learn anything. It's like that. There you go.
There you have it.
More comments to read. That's the end of the show, is that they sold out and it was fucking irritating. That match though,
Rating?
you know what? I'm gonna give it like a 6.5.
Oh, okay.
Even though it wasn't,
Acceptable.
like, I know according to my ratings it was my favorite match of the night, even though it wasn't. The only reason I'm giving it that much of a rating is because I really liked the way that Matt acted, and I just love watching Nick Jackson wrestle. That's it.
Yeah.
I have more stuff to read. This is literally why I had issues with Kevin and Roman. I agree with that. Watch, they're gonna turn them face in 2 weeks. I would be pissed. Like, they're making longtime fans upset and making people who are new seem to them confused, and they're not seeing what everyone else has been seeing. And they're literally padding it out up until either Adam can go for the title or Ibushi can show up. I swear, I genuinely thought, like, no shit, I was sitting here tonight thinking that, like, Kota Ibushi was gonna come over from New Japan and save the day. I really thought that was how tonight's episode was gonna end. Was like the Bucks like being like, oh, should we hit Moxley? Should we not hit Moxley? Should we sell out? Should we not? Oh, I'm so disappointed in my actions. And then like fucking Kota Ibushi comes out and is like, stop being stupid. You guys are being dumb. Also, Kenny, you can just text me instead of trying to get my attention by being a little bitch. I'm here now. Fight me. And then, you know, we get that. I really thought Ibushi was going to show up this episode, and he didn't. Also, there's the complete possibility that he never shows up, and that would be disappointing. But I'm still holding out that at Double or Nothing, which is basically like AEW's version of WrestleMania, it's like their biggest show of the year. It's their biggest pay-per-view. I'm holding out that the main event of that is going to be Kenny Omega versus Kota Ibushi, and then I believe at All Out is when Adam is going to get his title shot, and then finally beat Kenny, and I'm going to be there whether it fucking kills me or not. I'm going to be in that building when Adam wins that title, and then I'm going to cry in front of everybody. It's going to be great, and I can't wait. And then God knowing that this is something I want, that's not going to happen. Either I'm not going to be able to go, Adam's not going to get his shot, or Adam will get his shot and he'll fucking lose for some reason. God bless, right? In the words of Kid Icarus, it's fluff, stupid, pandering fluff. Yeah, definitely. That was tonight's episode of Dynamite, and that was a recap.
How long was that recap? Slightly longer than the show, I assume.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Dynamite show is 2 hours long. This stream has been going for 2 hours and 13 minutes so far.
Mm-hmm.
My explanations somehow took longer this time, despite not doing play-by-plays of matches, because this time I shared my thoughts, and I have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
Although I feel like this was more interesting.
Yeah, you could say that. No, it was good. I agree.
Did you enjoy your time, Marbles? I
think so, yeah. You're certainly passionate about this show.
You're like, and, I don't want to come back.
Nah, it's good. It was nice being on, but my poor hand would like a break, so maybe next time I'll just type instead of.
I was gonna say maybe you should type your notes instead.
Maybe.
But like,
maybe.
What you, despite not seeing the show, what is your personal rating for this show out of 10?
Oh,
from what I have explained.
Yes. Am I taking your bias into account?
You can if you'd like, or you can just make decisions completely upon your own. Whether how interested you were, like if your interest peaked and like settled, you know, you can take whatever you want into account.
I liked it. I think there's lots of stuff to do in there. Like, you know, like you can't have fights all the time. That's what I'd have, just constant fights. And when you go to picture in picture, the ad is a fight, and then there's another fight going on in the fight, and it's just constant warring. But that probably doesn't leave too much time for like stories and
I
stuff they
mean,
do in between the fights usually. So
you can't tell stories during fights. That's what they did in the main event.
you can. That is true. That is true. No, it was good. I think personally, I wouldn't watch it unless I had more of a background on everybody. I think.
Yeah, that's part of
But
why wrestling is so hard to get into for a lot of people, because they're just
yeah.
like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know the reason of why any of this is happening, right?
Mm. And I think, yeah, if you find it like dumb fun, and you sort of just like get used to it after a while anyway. But
And
yeah,
then
you
as
sort
you
of have to have like
slowly
a hook
accumulate
that pulls you
information,
in.
you're like, oh god, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So rating wise, 6, I think.
Hmm. And you've
You know,
seen
like
other
above
episodes of
average.
Recap. Would you say that
Yeah.
this is, like, out of all of the episodes of Recap that you've been a part of, like, that you've seen, because, like, you mod, like, was this one more or less interesting than the other ones? Because I feel like you have a pretty
I
good
think
grasp on how these streams go.
yeah. I think it's probably better. Because I was paying far more attention due to having to take notes for every last thing. Sorry, I keep kicking the cable.
It's
The
okay.
camera. And I don't know. It just something intangible. It's just nice to listen to the explanation and sort of think about how it would be in my head. And I guess I didn't really have that with the other ones because I was like obviously watching the show, but I was also doing something on the side, so I wasn't concentrating as much.
Yeah.
So
Listening to it like a
yeah.
podcast rather like watching it like a show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get you.
exactly. So I don't know. I guess it's not really a fair comparison then between
Oh,
ones
yeah.
I actively participated in and but no, it's good. I enjoyed it at least. So
All right. Well, I'm glad you at least didn't hate your time here.
I hated it. Get me out of this call right now.
It was awful. You'll be hearing
I'm
from my lawyer. You owe me more money.
quite right. I'm firing myself. Unmod me immediately.
Okay. We'll do.
Yeah.
We put in your 2 weeks.
Sweet. Thanks.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's time for a quiz, so you can at least put your notes to use.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! I will be skipping around just a little bit.
That's fair.
Um.
Take your time. Boy. There's number one. Okay.
Oh. The questions will range from easy to why is this a question? First, we'll be starting with why is this a question?
Right.
What is the song? What is the name of the song that Jurassic Express comes out to?
Oh, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Express. Sorry.
Jurassic Park.
Tarzan Boy.
Yes.
That's what it is.
You are correct.
Nice.
It is
That's
Tarzan Boy by Baltimora. Look at that.
Sick.
Right answer.
Perfect. Yeah, sorry, by Baltimore. I did actually write that down, but I didn't
That's okay.
say it. I can show you. I swear.
Look at my answer. Oh, okay. In the first match, there was one of the competitors' names was Max Caster. However, he has a nickname that comes before his name, blank Max Caster. What is the blank?
Platinum.
It is Platinum! Platinum Max Caster. Good job.
He's the one who makes the disc tracks about people.
He does make disc tracks. You're doing so good!
Yeah. Thank you.
We're so proud
it's
of
all
you.
in the notes.
It's all in notes.
I'm proud of me too.
What is the one thing that MJF can't get right?
Ooh. Excuse me while I consult.
The notes.
Indeed. Oh. The only thing he can't.
Yeah, the only thing he can't
get
do.
right or can't get right.
The only thing like he can't do / can't get right.
Spray tan.
Yes! Oh my god! I'm so proud of you! Yeah. And these are like fucking not easy questions. That's right, he can't do spray tans. What does not matter to Britt Baker?
Trying to see if I can get this without looking at my notes. Britt Baker.
You get an extra point if you do it without notes.
Oh.
What is the one thing Britt Baker does not care about and thinks is bullshit?
I'm not sure I can do it, honestly. I might need to look at my notes again. Blummin. Surely I have it. Oh, that's right. Britt Baker's the dentist.
Yes.
That's right. Britt Baker doesn't care about wins or losses.
Yeah, oh my god. I feel like a proud parent. I'm genuinely so happy right now. Oh my god. We'll do a couple more questions.
Excellent. Oh, yeah,
we'll do a couple more questions because I'm so proud of you. Can you name one of Ty Conti's special moves? Like, that have special names.
The DD Ty?
Yes, the DD Ty.
Oh, I didn't even need to look at my notes for that.
Yes, you get an extra point for that.
Hell yeah. That's 5 so far.
Another acceptable answer was the Thai KO.
That's right. I was thinking Taekwondo, but that's not quite right.
All right. Okay. This is going to be a very specific.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Flatmate knocking my door.
Oh, it's all good. This is going to be very specific, but I feel like you might be able to get it.
Okay.
What? I don't know how to phrase this question. During the Death Triangle segment, what was the big important line that, but you're laughing?
Yeah, sorry, he keeps knocking on my door.
It's okay.
I can hear you, Daniel. Sorry, carry on. During the Death Circle?
Death Triangle. See, there's so many shapes.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Death Triangle, that's right, because there's 3 of them.
Yeah. During the Death Triangle segment, what was the like main line point that Trent said? Trent said a very specific sentence. Actually, I just realized this one might be really easy if you watch the stream.
It might be, but I actually can't remember without my notes again. That's too tough. That's not the line, by the way. That was me talking to myself.
Oh, it's all good. Hello, flatmate.
That's Dandel. Iron.
Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
You got it. Damn, Daniel. That's somebody. Death triangle, death triangle, death triangle.
They were the second segment, if that helps.
Yeah, I'm looking at them now. Oh, I've written a few things down, but was it something about Pac saying that they went in the rankings?
No. My question was,
Okay.
what did Trent say?
No, I didn't write anything down for
That's
Trent.
okay. Well, on the stream, I realized this after I asked the questions, but under our two names is actually what Trent said. He was like, the boys are back in town.
Right.
And then he was like, best friends on 3.
I should have got that
Best
one.
friends.
Best friends.
Also, the alien is with us now. Also, I actually forgot to mention this during the Death Triangle segment when Pac is like, you guys aren't even the rankings. You aren't even that good of a tag team. I believe Trent fires back with, we have the most wins out of any tag team ever in the company. Look it up. He's not wrong, actually. I believe, I think they have like 30 wins as a tag team because they got a lot of wins in 2020 because like the panorama reasons, but we're gonna ask just like questions. What celebrity popped up on the show today?
Mike Tyson.
It was Mike Tyson.
I know that. That's Bing.
It was easy. Ooh.
And a boom.
What did Jake the Snake Roberts call Darby Allin?
Oh. That's a good question. Go look at my notes again. He called him. Boop-a-doop-boop-boop-a-doop-boop-a-doo. Ah, a gerbil. That's right.
Yes,
That's
he called him
right.
a gerbil. Excellent.
That's a good insult, I think, calling someone a gerbil.
Definitely, 100%.
Thank you, Daniel. You're a gerbil too.
You're a gerbil too. Last question, and
Last question. All right.
what was the name of the move that I wanted Matt and Nick to do on Kenny?
Oh. It was the golden trigger, right?
Yes, it was the golden trigger. Well, technically it's the BTE trigger, but it's the fucking it's the golden trigger. You were correct. You only got one wrong.
Hell yeah.
Although I feel like the one that you got wrong was kind of a BS question.
A little bit.
But
I should
still,
no, because
you have a flawed record.
Well, you could say that, but I also got 2 points for a question I answered while not looking at my notes. So that's 8 out of 8. And if no one asks too many questions, that looks like a perfect record to me.
That looks like a perfect record to me. We take those.
100%.
We take these dubs.
Hell yeah, we do.
All right.
I'm quite happy with that, I think.
I'm very happy with it. It makes me very happy. I'm very proud of you. I actually want to see your notes. I'm always interested in the notes that people take because I always want to read them. Because I want to know if they're like stupid or if they're like serious. But thank you all.
They're relatively serious.
Oh. Marbles, do you have any closing thoughts or notes? Any sign-offs, if you please?
Not really, no. It's pretty calm this time, I think. No hilarious jokes or anything going out. It's
man.
Just a normal. What day is it for you? Normal Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually.
Shout out to Best Panther.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's 11:59, so in 1 minute it will be Thursday. But you are correct. It is Wednesday. Okay, you got another question right.
That's 9 out of 9.
That's 9 out of 9. All
I
right.
didn't actually add up the first ones.
Well, that is the end of today's recap. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, like this video. Except you can't,
That's
but
true.
if you liked it, like this
that
video.
Like bell.
Hit that bell for notifications, like, rating, subscribe, comment. Whatever.
Do all the stuff.
Do all the stuff. Yeah. I will be back next Tuesday for Liz Plays, where we will be picking up Undertale and figuring out what the hell Flowey did to the game and why it crashed. And on Wednesday, we'll be back with another episode of Recap with maybe a new co-host. Maybe Marbles will come back. He'll probably raise his rates, so it's going to cost me even more to get him next time. True. If you guys liked him.
Make sure you only leave positive reviews. If any of you leave a negative review, I'm banning you. So
your comment will be deleted and you will be banned from this channel forever if you say one mean thing about Marbles. Yeah. It's true.
And rightly so.
Rightly so. You'll have to write a 3,000 word paper on why you want back in, and you must apologize, saying why Marbles is good. And I want 3 points and a cited source.
Quite right.
Okay. Well, tell the people where they can find you. Do you have any plugs that you'd like to do?
Honestly, not really. I always see people like plugging their Twitter and stuff, but I really don't use Twitter. It's just like I use it to lurk, but I don't use it to like advertise myself, you know?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Find me Marbles2385 on Discord.
He is now giving you information on how to relentlessly message him on Discord.
Yeah.
Be friends
Got
with
any
Marbles.
questions? Maybe an unban request? Hit me up on there.
And you can find me right here at twitch.tv/LizWasStreaming or on Twitter @_IzLliz, IZLLIZ. Or you can follow my side account that is only for fun and is stupid @LizServedFresh. Don't follow that one. That one sucks. Yeah, that's been us. Thank you for coming, Marbles. I genuinely enjoyed your company.
That's quite alright. I enjoyed yours.
Oh, thank you, Best Mod.
You're very welcome. I look forward to all the emotes to come soon, actually.
Yes, actually, we do have news on that. We will be getting emotes soon. It is official now. I've been in contact with the artist, and they will be happening soon. I can't wait for you guys to see them. They're the fucking cutest thing in the world. I love them so much. I genuinely can't wait for you guys to see them. You're gonna love them. Okay. Again, that's it from us. Thank you all so much for watching. And we will see you when we see you. Okay. Love you. Bye.